So I wanted to do a video today on how to build a better bond with your partner and be like move into a deeper stage of closeness with one another. So as always, it's going to be about us and nothing to do with them in the 3D experience, and all about like us and our energy. So for me, what I've noticed is like when I was younger, I used to not be able to connect with men at all. Um, and I think it's because my rejection wounds were so strong that I don't know, I couldn't even connect as friends. It was like this massive barrier. And I had all these female friends, and it was so easy for me to connect to women. But due to my own personal triggers, I just wasn't able to get onto a deeper level with guys. And the thing is, this is what builds strong friendships, strong relationships, like deep connections. It's being able to understand each other in a way no one else can. That's what separates, those connections, and it's why people want to be in relationships. They're not just going to want to be with somebody because they're hot, or that might last for like a month. They're not going to want to be with you because you've got, you're not going to find a real deep love connection through any material external things. It's through in a union, but then you kind of share that with another person. So I've found that the more I've healed my triggers, the more that I'm able to go deeper with somebody, because I can hear them out and I can go deeper with them without constantly having my own triggers come up. And it means that people are able to share stuff with me on a deeper level, which is what makes people fall in love and what makes people want to be with somebody and have that kind of deep connection with. So for me, I really feel like communication is the key, but to have a deep communication and to understand one another, because even if you have a really strong connection with somebody, if you haven't done this first, it will just be one of these, we have this massive connection, huge triggering, running away, never quite solidifying into this partnership. In my experience, to get a strong connection to work, and I've been working on this for a long time, I know it's easy to get like regular ones to work when you don't have that high intensity, twin flame, soulmate type connection. But to get those to work, in my experience, has all been about removing my triggers, and you might also want to call this like reacting to the 3D, to be able to hear them out and let them share their truth without me constantly being triggered by it. So if you're always going into a romantic situation with an abandonment or a rejection wound or some kind of wounding, every time they pretty much say anything, you're going to get triggered, and you're going to be such a mess inside, you can't really like go deeper with that person because you're just, here all the time. And then, especially when you react to a trigger, then, they're just like, oh, this person's crazy, or I can't have a conversation. People fall in love when they share each other on the deepest level. And I think that that's when you're in that connection, when you just fall deeper and deeper in love with each other all the time, because you're willing to explore each other and like hear each other's truth, and they're that person you can say anything to, and you can talk about anything with them, and you don't have to have like anything hidden. And the only way you're ever going to get into that kind of connection is by being able to take whatever they say and be a space for that. Obviously, they might say something and you're like, well, actually, that's not what I want, so I'm going to leave that situation. It's not about becoming a doormat, but it's being able to hear and listen to anything without your own personal woundings like coming into the conversation. And I really think that is the key for making these deep connections work. And it's certainly been really transformative for me. So anytime you get angry or upset on any level, that's just a reaction from your own wounds. Like nothing another person says should make you feel anything. You might decide that's not what you want, or that's not for you, and that's perfectly like fine. In fact, that's a healthy thing to be. But you should be able to listen. If you can't listen to anything somebody says to you that's their truth without being upset, angry, and sort of shouting at them or crying or whatever, then you still got a lot more healing in yourself to be able to move into that deep, close relationship, which I believe is your ultimate partner. Your ultimate partner is that person you can really go to those depths with, and they can go to them with you. But they're not going to feel safe to do that if you're reacting to everything they say from your own wounds. And this, I honestly believe, is why a lot of strong connections sort of like go like this a lot, because they're feeling drawn, they're feeling the connection, but then each other's kind of rejection, abandonment wounds just like rubbing off on one another. And rather than talk about it and be able to come from a calm space, they're just like reaction, move away, reaction, check, and you just get into this scenario of like what we call the runner chaser dynamic. It's not really running and chasing, it's really just reacting to your 3D, reacting to things rather than saying, okay, something's come up, I need to go in and I need to heal that. And once you do that, you start to be able to have so much deeper understanding of each other. You can communicate on a deep level, and you can really fall in love with one another, not just feeling that pulling and that strong connection, but you can grow closer and closer and closer as you shift off layers. It's all a process, but yeah, I just wanted to make a quick video on that because it came up in my mind today. And yeah, I will speak to you all soon.